not too sure how many of you guys have seen the most recent Steve Jobs film, the one that is written by Aaron Sorkin, directed by Danny Boyle, and is completely Ashton Kutcher-less. For those of you who have may remember a line from the movie, it's written by Aaron Sorkin, so there's plenty of great one-liners, but one line in particular that stuck out to me was when Steve Jobs was arguing with his secretary, and his secretary is arguing back and says, "There's a lot of things I like about you, Steve. I like that you don't care how much money someone makes, you care what they make." And that's something that encapsulates pretty well how I feel about my YouTube channel at the moment. I've spent plenty of time trying to get as many subscribers as possible, or get as many viewers as possible, or try and succeed on YouTube in those sorts of ways. And it's not really something that's very fulfilling. Instead, I want to now focus on trying to make videos that I'm proud of, trying to make projects, movies that I am excited and proud to show off to people I respect, other YouTubers, to my viewers, to any sort of future children I might have. And I think that's exactly what yesterday's video was for me. So I wanted to start off today saying thank you very much to anyone that watched that video, anyone that commented or liked it or tweeted encouraging words at me. Huge thank you in particular to all the other YouTubers out there, whether you're someone that I've been friends with for years or someone that I had never had the pleasure of speaking with before. You guys, I don't need to tell you how encouraging and amazing it feels when someone that you look up to and respect comes to you and tells you that you did a good job with something that you worked hard on. It means the world to me, so once again, thank you very much. Today, I have an incredibly busy day, so the themes in today's video are going to be sort of springing off of the themes from yesterday. But anyway, no more wasting time, let's get started. One thing I've noticed about myself is virtually every video game that I've ever gotten engrossed in can be thrown into one of two categories. The first is competitive games, games like Halo, a little bit of Call of Duty, StarCraft, Counter-Strike, and eventually League of Legends. Before I started playing video games religiously, I was a huge sports fanatic, and I've loved taking that competitive drive that you typically throw towards traditional sports and transitioning it more towards video games. But there's always been another category of games that I have gotten completely engrossed in just as much as any other game that I've ever played, but is the complete opposite of competitive games, and that is narrative-driven games, story games. That would be games like BioShock, BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us, Zero Escape series, Ghost Trick, Planescape Torment if we're getting really old school. There's something about narrative and story that I just absolutely love, and the way that it's told through video games is the coolest thing in the world. I think video games are to movies what movies are to books. I have plenty of friends who, anytime I try and talk to them about video game stories or about just a story in a video game, they will always say, "I don't play games for story. If I want to experience a good story, I'll go read a book or watch a movie." And they have a point. At the time of me making this video game stories are absolute garbage. Honestly, I think this is why tons of video game movies always suck, is because if you take a video game, even if you take one of the best video game stories that there ever has been made, like take a look at The Last of Us. A lot of people say The Last of Us is the pinnacle of storytelling in video games. If you were to take The Last of Us and turn it into a movie, it would just be mediocre. Let's be honest, it wouldn't win Best Picture, it wouldn't win any Academy Award unless there was some incredible actor that did an astounding job acting as Joel or Ellie. The game has an incredibly good story by video game standards, but video games have pretty awful stories in the wider aspect of things. The characters and stories and themes in video games are just not as good compared to books and movies, and honestly, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people don't play video games for story anyway. But the one thing I've always found interesting about video game stories is despite the fact that a lot of them suck, I still remember Master Chief and the themes and the characters in Halo than I remember any main character from any movie I've ever seen. Maybe this just says something about me and how many hours I've logged into Halo, but I suspect some of you guys may feel the same way. A lot of the characters and stories that I experience in video games are so much more memorable than any book or movie I've ever seen. There's something about being able to interact with a story that even if you take a mediocre story, a mediocre narrative that would just make an average book or movie, if you put it into a video game, it can feel incredibly special and memorable. And playing all these games over the years that have all these great stories has always got me interested in storytelling, whether it is through film or video games or books or whatever. And that's something that I want to explore more on my YouTube channel. That's something that yesterday's video was a little more geared towards. Anyway, I have plenty more videos that are probably better defined as movies that will be hopefully coming out soon TM. It'll probably take a little while for the next one to come out because I am actually going to be leaving to go to Seattle as of tomorrow within like 24 hours of me recording this. I'm going to be spending some time with the girlfriend and also doing a little bit of work that I don't think I'm allowed to talk to you guys about. But normally when I go on a trip like this, I will take a bunch of time to prep a bunch of videos ahead of time so I can release them while I'm gone and not have to worry about making videos on the trip. But I'm going to have a lot of downtime on this trip, so this time we're going to do something different. This time, I'm taking you guys with me and we're gonna make a number of vlogs while we're in Seattle over the next week. I hope you guys are looking forward to those because I got some pretty cool ones planned that I think might turn out pretty well. Anyway though, I have to go pack. I have a bunch of things I still have to do today before this trip, so I will see you all in Seattle, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue and have a wonderful day.